So, what does it mean to be fulfilled? Let's explore this today. Welcome to the power of self evolution. In my last episode, I talked about why success doesn't guarantee fulfillment. And if you listen to that episode, the most obvious next question is okay, so then how? How do we actually feel fulfilled? And is it even possible to feel it without achieving something first? Without having something first, without doing something first? That's exactly what we're going to dig into today. Because this is the question that's rarely addressed and rarely discussed in a deep way, and even more rarely answered honestly. So let's start with redefining fulfillment first. Most people have it completely wrong, like I did, completely backwards, like I did. So fulfillment is not a destination. It's not a reward waiting at the finish line. It's not what happens after the promotion, after the exit, after the revenue milestone, after the relationship, after the next big thing, after the big paycheck, the big windfall of money. Most high achievers have been chasing a feeling they've never actually stopped to define, let alone ponder and really internalize. So let me ask you something. Think about a moment, just one moment, where you felt genuinely full inside, peaceful, grounded, excited, passionate, happy, all together, internally, inside, tied to your heart, your core being. And I don't mean you felt proud or accomplished or relieved. You genuinely felt this sense of full wholeness, wonderfulness, warm gooiness, if you will. I know, I don't know even what words to articulate it. It's a feeling I have a great relationship to, and yet I don't know what words to use to describe it. But I guess that was my shot there. Hopefully it resonated. What was actually happening in that moment for you? I'll bet that it had very little to do with an achievement. And that's what we're going to discuss today. Why achievement can never deliver fulfillment. The dopamine hit of an achievement is real. I know it. You know it. That high when you close a deal, finish the program, hit the goal, get the recognition, win the race, get the paycheck again, get a big windfall of money in the account. But here's what nobody tells us. The high is temporary by design. The human brain is literally wired to move the goalpost the moment you cross it. That's not a character flaw. It's just simply neuroscience. It's just brain function. So chasing fulfillment through achievement is like trying to fill a bathtub with the drain open. You can keep trying to fill it up, but it will never stay full. I know, because I've lived this over and over again, caught in this trap, caught on a treadmill, going nowhere. It showed up in my fitness and dance training, achieved it, but still wanted more. Investment real estate, I did wholesale and retail, achieved it, wanted more. Got my real estate license, not because I needed it, because I needed something to do, something to accomplish, something to fill the void I couldn't even name or articulate. And then in hindsight, I remember the only reason I went to get my real estate license was to help me in investment real estate. And the only reason I needed help, because again, in retrospect, when I went back to dissect it, to understand it, it was because it wasn't coming so easy. Investment real estate, I wasn't getting deals. And my very first investment deal was easy peasy. It just flowed. Everything just happened. Boom, boom, boom. I only talked to 2 investors in my network. The second investor took the deal, and it was a great deal. And then the check was in my hand. The check was in the bank, and it really flowed. And I remember my investor also, he and I were really like connected in that he saw the deal. He was awesome. He was a great mentor. So now my brain expected it all to be easy. And when it started to be uncomfortable and dissatisfying, without even knowing this, I just thought, oh, the next natural thing to do is to get my real estate license to give me more access to deals and investors and all sorts of things. So it was goal after goal, career after career, training program after program. And I would achieve, but there was still always something missing for me. I was always pouring into trying to feel this emptiness, to feel this goodness somehow. But my drain was always open, and therefore I could never feel full, no matter how much I accomplished. So where fulfillment actually lives. Here's what I know now that I didn't know then. Fulfillment doesn't live in the achievement. It lives in 3 places, and none of them require a single accomplishment. All right, so this is fantastic because the first one is absolutely the thing that was the massive transformational game changer for me, and I didn't even know it was a thing. And to this day, it is probably the best, awesome, mind-blowing place to be. And that is, be present. So the first one is presence. Actually being in your life, not planning the next version of it, not mentally already at the next goal, but you're right here, right now, in this very moment. The second place is connection, real intimacy with yourself and others, not performing connection, actually feeling it, being seen, being known, being accepted, being understood unconditionally. And here's what my research is revealing. Silent burnout shows up first in relationships with the people closest to you, such as immediate family, marriage, spouse, partners, romance, parents, siblings, children. These are the connections that matter the most. Because when you're disconnected from yourself, you cannot truly connect with anyone else. It's impossible, because you can only connect to the degree in which you are self-connected. Period, end of story. Okay, and the third is meaning. Doing things that align with who you are, deep in your core being, in your heart, who you feel and know yourself to be. Not just what you want to prove. And by the way, you have nothing to prove, but you might think you do, now that I just said that. And not what looks good on the outside, what actually matters on the inside. Being before doing. This is the heart of everything I do with my clients. The reason most high achievers can't access fulfillment is because they're trying to do their way into a feeling that can only come from a state of being. You cannot achieve your way into feeling whole. Wholeness is the starting point. This deep sense of connection to yourself and your inner child and your inner teenager. Feeling the wholeness and feeling complete and peaceful and grounded and loving and caring, compassionate with yourself is the starting point, not the reward. Being before doing, being before having. Bottom line, being first. So what does this actually look like? It looks like pausing before the next goal, the next intention, and asking, who am I right now without this achievement attached to my identity? How am I feeling right now? Do I feel proud of myself? Can I acknowledge myself and praise myself? Can I internalize and feel the compliments that I'm actually giving myself? Does it resonate with me? And does it feel good? It looks like sitting still long enough to hear yourself think, and more importantly, to allow yourself to feel without immediately filling the silence with doing more. This is a biggie. It also looks like building your identity from the inside out, building your relationship to yourself from the inside out instead of the outside in. This is ontological work, the nature of being. And it's the most powerful yet most underutilized tool in human performance today. That's crazy. That's like, what? Because we're not automatically taught this. And even though I was in therapy as a 9-10-year-old, none of this was being discussed. In and out of therapy early on, most of my life, and none of this was being talked about. And it was the game changer for me. Ontology. Ontology. It's a metaphysical study of the nature of being. And so, as human beings, why are we not exposed to this more readily? Because we're, by default, the human brain, by design, has us actually be human doings before human beings, and human havings before human beings. So let's talk about the permission slip. I want to give you something before I close the podcast today. Something most high achievers can never actually receive. And that is permission. Permission to be enough right now. Not when you hit the next goal, not when you figure it all out, not when the business scales, not when the relationship is perfect, not when everything on the outside finally looks the way you planned, not when the money hits the bank or you win the lottery or the big payday shows up and you then buy your next watch or your car or luxury item. I'm talking about right now, in this moment, without a single achievement attached to you and your identity and who you think you are, or who others think you are. Simply put, you are enough. You are more than enough just for being you. This is what fulfillment feels like when you stop running from it. It was and will never be out there. It was always and is always in here, in you, in your heart and your soul and your core being. Fulfillment isn't something you find at the finish line. It's something you cultivate and create from the inside out. It is and was never about achievement. It is and was and always about the relationship you have with yourself. So I want to leave you with one question to ponder, to sit with. Where in your life are you postponing feeling fulfilled until something outside of you gives you permission? Be with this, sit with it, feel it out. How does this feel in your body? How does this feel in your mind? How does this feel in your heart? And if something I said today in this episode kind of had a dot connect, or had you go, that's interesting, and landed somewhere real for you, if something I said today made you pause, my DMs are open on LinkedIn. You can contact me through LinkedIn or simply email me directly at karenlovelee@gmail.com, KarenLovelee@gmail.com. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What hit you? Let's talk. Thank you so much for listening. Again, this is the power of self-evolution. And until next time, be well, be bright, be present, most of all. And really, bottom line, just be you.